Good morning from my campsite just a couple miles north of the Mexican border in Coronado National Forest in southeastern Arizona. Had a great night's sleep here, perfect temperatures. Woke up to this beautiful panorama of the mountains behind me. I'm now going to drive back over Montezuma Pass right here, go back into Coronado National Memorial. There's a little hike that I want to do there, a hike into a cave. Assuming I have time. It's 8:25 right now. I have an appointment at the dentist in Mexico at 11:30. So yeah, today is dentist day. Today is Mexico day. I don't have any particular dental needs other than a cleaning and maybe to fill cavities if they find some. I figured that while it's not too much more expensive to just get a cleaning done in the US, if there are any fillings that I have to fill, those are significantly cheaper in Mexico. So just while I'm in the area, it's something that I like to do. This will be my second time crossing the border to go to the dentist. I did it last year also. This is, I think, my fourth time in Mexico total. I spent 7 months there a handful of years ago, and I love Mexico. I really enjoy the food and the people, and there are amazing things to see. It's a great place. So I'm excited just to go over there, and hopefully after the dentist, my mouth is in good enough condition that I can go get some tacos or some other good Mexican food. When I talked about going to the dentist in Mexico last year or whenever it was, I got a couple comments on the video, and people were like, "I would never trust anyone else other than an American to examine my teeth and to go to the dentist." Like, come on. I mean, it's not a big deal. I've gone to the dentist in China, in Thailand, Bulgaria, Mexico, Cambodia. You know, it's not a big deal. It's just going to the dentist. There's no special knowledge that we have here in America that prevents anyone else in the world from doing a good job. So that's why I'm going. It's cheaper and they do a great job. I've never had any problems. So let's hit the road and try to get to the cave that I want to hike into and explore a little bit. Coronado Cave Trail. Interior extends 600 feet in length and has 20-foot ceilings. Shallow seas that covered southern Arizona more than 250 million years ago formed the limestone foundation for the cave. Looks like it's about half a mile each way. You're always supposed to have at least a couple sources of light with you whenever you go into a cave. I've got a headlamp, my phone, and a lantern. Okay, I'm at the entrance to the cave. It took me about 13 minutes to get here. There's a little sign telling you a good cave etiquette. Don't touch anything, don't do any graffiti, don't kill anything that you see, don't touch the formations. Let's go down. There's the entrance. I've scrambled down. Here's some of the historical graffiti from the early 1900s and late 1800s. I think the sign said that 1890 is the earliest one. And apparently they did this by holding a candle up to the ceiling, up to the rock. This is some of the formation along the ceiling. There's not a ton here in the way of stalagmites or stalactites, but still some interesting formations up on the ceiling of the cave. Of course, as soon as I say that, I come across a stalagmite. This one's about 8 feet tall. This one's maybe 2 or 3 feet tall. There's a stalactite on the ceiling, which is maybe 4 feet long. Echo! Here are some columns that have formed. Just behind those columns and the flowstone is a skylight. I think this is basically the end of the tunnel. The sign said that this is gated, so there's no use trying to crawl up there to get in or out. Very cool place though. I've been in here for about 15 minutes and I'm gonna head back out now. I got out of that cave just in time. A school bus full of elementary school kids was on the trail making their way up to the cave as I was hiking down. I'm gonna stop at the visitor center here and change from hiking clothes into less sweaty clothes. Well, I thought that little cave adventure was a lot of fun. It only took me about 40 minutes. It was about 15 minutes up there, 15 minutes in the cave, and then 10 minutes back down. I'm about 35 minutes away from NACO, which is the Arizona border town and the Sonoran border town. So there are 2 towns on either side of the US-Mexico border, both called NACO. One is in the Mexican state of Sonora. That's where the name Sonoran Desert comes from. And then one is in Arizona. I'm gonna go to NACO on the Arizona side. I'm gonna drive there, park, and then walk across the border into Sonora and do whatever I need to do there. Okay, so this little settlement off in the distance here is NACO. Both the US and Mexican sides of the town form this one little town, not nearly as big as other border towns I've been to. This is a very small, and as I understand, a sleepy little town. Which is kind of why I wanted to go here. I figured going across the border and coming back would be pretty easy. Going across the border into Mexico is almost always easy, but coming back takes time. I had to wait in line for about an hour and a half last year coming in from Algodones. So this is the border right here. There's nothing in this town, on the American side anyway. No shops, no stores, nothing. Okay, I finally found where I'm supposed to go here in NACO. This is the exit point right here. There really isn't much information online about where to park or anything like that. Like I said, this is a very small town. This is a very small crossing. I had to go into the post office to ask where to park and where to cross on foot. There were several signs saying where to drive across, but I didn't really know how to get there on foot. So I'll put the coordinates of where I am now, of where I'm parked. The guy said you can just basically park anywhere along this street. And it looks like there are a couple little shops here. There's at least there's a bar. There's a motorcycle racing shop. There's a cafe that I don't think is open. But yeah, I have about 45 minutes to kill. Okay, it's 11:20 now. I ended up just sitting here in the car and looking at stuff on my phone. So my appointment's at 11:30, so I'm gonna leave now, walk across the border. I'm not gonna film as I walk across the border. That's generally looked down upon. So yeah, I guess I'll give you a quick look at what the town looks like or what the dentist office looks like from the outside once I get there. Well, that was easy. No checking the border at the border or anything like that. Just walked through, walked past a couple policemen, and they didn't check anything. I didn't have to fill out any paperwork or anything. And this nice little square here. Boy, this is much nicer than the US side, to be honest. I think my dentist is down over this way, and then just over here about a block. Border fence right here, and this is my dentist right here. Took about 5 minutes to get to from the border crossing, if that, just a few minutes. Alright, all done. Took about 45 or 50 minutes. No cavities. The cleaning was $45. It's just like in the States, like the dental assistant cleans your teeth and then the dentist comes in to check it and make sure everything's okay. And great experience, great price, 45 bucks. Again, if I had to do some fillings or something like that, then definitely would have been financially beneficial to have come here. Cleaning isn't much more expensive in the States, but you know, I was down here anyway. Bisbee's only 10 miles away from here, so good experience, and I would definitely come here again. I think I'm gonna go find some food now. Here are the salsas and other things to put into the tacos. Oh man, that was one of the best meals I've had in a long time. One of the best meals I've ever had in Mexico. It was 4 tacos and a Coke and that big old platter of nachos and sauces. It was $7.60. That was so stinking good. It's a little bit after 1 o'clock. I'm gonna head back across the border now. And I've been here for about an hour and a half. And yeah, we'll see how long it takes to get back across the border and whether it's easier than some of the other little border towns I've been to. Well, that was incredibly easy. There was no Mexican paperwork or anything like that. No paperwork on the American side either. I just handed the guy my passport, he scanned it, and I got back into America. So much easier than Algodones, where I went last year. That's probably the easiest border crossing I've ever done. That was just so smooth. Everything about this experience was smooth. The dentist, like getting into the dentist was faster. I think in Algodones I had to wait for like 45 minutes or something like that, even though I had an appointment. Here that was easy. The food was better here. There's not much in the way of like tourist trinkets. Like I didn't really see any souvenirs or anything like that. There aren't really any souvenir stands. So if you're interested in that, go to one of the other border towns. But man, what a great experience. I loved that. And those tacos. Those were the best tacos. That was such good food. Man, can you tell I'm in a good mood? Okay, it's 1:15. I'm about an hour and a half from Chiricahua National Monument. I think I'll go there right now and go to the visitor center, get a map and information about hikes and everything. I might do a little hike, but mostly I think I'll do my hiking there tomorrow. This is a place I've wanted to go for years, the National Monument, so I'm excited about that. And then, yeah, I'll go find a campsite and relax and have a good rest of the day. But again, I mean, I can't recommend this little border town highly enough. It was so easy, so easy. I'll put the name of the dentist that I went to in the description and the name of that restaurant in the description. If you're in Bisbee, I would come here just for lunch or just for dinner alone. Definitely worth the effort just to do that. As far as the dentist goes, I just Googled NACO Sonora dentist, and there were several that came up, and this one had good reviews. It was like, on Google, I think the average review was like 4.3 stars with 12 reviews. That's good enough for me, for a dentist. mountains I'm heading to. These are the Chiricahua Mountains. I believe Chiricahua National Monument is somewhere on the left side, or toward the left side of these mountains here. Okay, I just entered Chiricahua National Monument. This place is known for crazy rock formations. I'm gonna stop by the visitor center. It's just a couple miles ahead here. And I don't think I'm gonna do any hiking today. I think I'm good. I think I'm feeling lazy. So I might just grab a map and then leave the park and go find a campsite. Okay, after a brief visit to the visitor center, I got my little standard pamphlet that has a map and general information about the park. And then if you're into hiking, you always want to ask for one of these. Usually they have a printout of the hikes, but you just have to ask for it. Just say, do you have any kind of hiking printout for me? And they almost always do. So I'm going to study this information tonight. I think I got an idea of what I want to do tomorrow. There's like a 9-mile loop that takes in what are supposedly some of the best parts of the park here. And so I think I'll do that. It should be a good hike. It's going to be Saturday tomorrow. And so that, of course, means more people, more crowds. Not ideal, but I'll get an early start. I'll be on the trail by, I don't know, 7:30, something like that. That should give me a good amount of solitude, at least for the first part of the day. I'm sure I'll run into crowds later on, but that's just what you gotta do, what you have to deal with to be in places like this. Gonna go find a campsite now. Near the entrance to the National Monument, there's another road that splits off and goes into the National Forest. So that's what I'm gonna go down and try to find a nice little campsite somewhere and just relax for the rest of the night. Got a couple of deer crossing the road in front of me here. Oh, make that 3. All right, Coronado National Forest again. Let's go find a place to camp. This road goes for like 20 miles or something like that into these mountains, into the Chiricahua Mountains, and to explore the mountain range a little bit. I've passed a bunch of campsites in this area, and I'm just looking for one to speak to me a little bit. Okay, I found a campsite. It's a nice little spot. I'm happy with it. This is the main road right here, or one of the main dirt roads in this area. And here is my campsite. I prefer to be a bit more tucked away. I don't like seeing people drive by. I don't like people being able to see me. But there are other things that are also important to me, namely isolation, I guess, from neighbors. And there were some more kind of cozy, protected campsites, secluded, I guess would be the better word, in both directions here. But they were pretty close together. Like, you could probably see your neighbor, which I don't like. I don't like seeing other people camped near where I am. At this particular spot, I could probably hear other people, and of course I can definitely hear people on the road back there coming and going. But I don't think I would be able to see my neighbors, so that's nice. Also, it has a nice little creek. Even has a little waterfall. It's pretty high in elevation again. The last couple sites I've had have all been in the 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 foot range. I think this one is also about that. I think it's probably 4,600 or 4,700 feet. Alright, I think I'm gonna finish the video here. This is a beautiful little campsite. I'm really enjoying this. Nice cool temperatures. I'm sure it'll get pretty chilly tonight, but that's fine. Hope you enjoyed the day's video and the day's adventures. I know I did. That cave this morning was a lot of fun. Going to Mexico was a lot of fun, or at least the food part was a lot of fun. The dentist, not so much. And I'm excited for tomorrow, excited to get into the National Monument and stretch my legs, do some hiking, and just enjoy being out in nature. I feel like the last 3, 4, 5 days have just been kind of in the Phoenix, Tucson areas. Haven't really been able to get into to get deeply into nature, get deep into nature. And so I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and let me know what your favorite part of the video was. Thanks again.